Alex sat alone in the research station orbiting an uncharted planet, the hum of life support systems filling the otherwise quiet space. His fingers moved over the keyboard as he analyzed streams of data from the planet below, every so often glancing at the viewport to see the swirling blue and green storms across its surface. The station had been quiet for weeks, and Alex had grown used to the silence. He liked the calm. It helped him think. But today, something felt different. A subtle vibration passed through the floor panels, almost like a whisper. His eyes darted to the motion sensors. Nothing. He shook his head. Probably just the machinery again. Suddenly, the door to the lab hissed open. Alex jumped, startled. That was impossible. The station security log showed no incoming personnel. Whoever had entered had bypassed the system entirely. He squinted toward the doorway. At first, he saw only a shadow, but then she stepped fully into view. She was unlike anything Alex had ever seen. Her skin had a faint shimmer, like the surface of water under starlight. Her hair flowed in soft waves, silver with a faint blue tint. She moved with an effortless grace, her steps silent against the metal floor. She didn't speak at first. Instead, she looked around, observing the lab, the consoles, the blinking lights, and finally, Alex himself. Alex cleared his throat. Hello? His voice sounded awkward even to him. She turned toward him, and for a moment he felt his breath catch. Her eyes were large, bright, and intelligent. There was something playful in them, something daring. Then, without any warning, she reached up and slipped out of her ceremonial dress, letting it fall in a soft cascade around her feet. Alex's mind went blank for a second before he realized he was staring. She winked at him, not with seduction, but as if sharing a secret, a challenge, or perhaps a joke he wasn't fully in on yet. Alex quickly shook his head, trying to refocus. He cleared his throat again. What are you? She tilted her head, considering, then spoke. Her voice was melodic, a musical series of tones he could barely understand. Some words were familiar, though, as if fragments of English had somehow merged with her own language. Alex fumbled with his universal translator, setting it to capture her words in a readable form. I am here to seek help, the translation said. Help? From me? Alex asked, incredulous. I'm just a researcher. She interrupted him with a laugh that was light, almost like wind chimes in a soft breeze. She gestured to the station. It was clear she wanted him to follow her. Hesitant but curious, Alex moved toward her. She led him through narrow corridors he hadn't explored before, past labs and observation decks, finally stopping at a hidden door that blended seamlessly into the wall. She waved her hand and the door slid open silently, revealing a chamber filled with machinery that seemed alive. Energy pulsed along the walls and devices hummed with a rhythm Alex didn't understand. This is incredible, Alex whispered. What is all this? She looked at him and the translator caught a few words. Danger, balance, future. She stepped closer to one of the machines and touched a panel. A holographic display lit up, showing swirling energy patterns that resembled both star systems and microscopic particles at the same time. The colors shifted rapidly, yet they were strangely soothing. Alex felt a rush of excitement mixed with fear. This technology was beyond anything humanity had ever developed, and she was the key to understanding it. He swallowed nervously. Why show me this? Why now? Her expression softened for the first time. She placed a hand on his shoulder, and Alex felt a warmth spread through him. Not romantic warmth, just reassurance. She wanted him to trust her. She wanted him to help. Over the next hours, they worked together. Alex pointed out connections and calculations, while she demonstrated abilities he couldn't explain. She moved her hands over devices and energy responded to her gestures, bending and twisting in patterns that seemed alive. He realized that while humans had ingenuity, she had a natural command over forces that defied human understanding. Together, their efforts began to stabilize one of the energy anomalies within the chamber. Alex couldn't help but notice her quirks. She had a habit of tilting her head when thinking, and when she laughed at a mistake he made, it sounded like music. When she wiggled a finger to adjust a panel, it was playful, almost teasing. He found himself smiling despite the gravity of the situation. Time passed differently in the chamber. Hours might have been minutes. They experimented, calculated, and learned from each other, forming a silent bond that required no words. Alex realized that the woman's playful demeanor was a mask for seriousness. She was here for a purpose, and he could sense the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. Suddenly, the station's alarm blared. Alex and the alien exchanged a glance, and she gestured for him to follow her. "Fleet approaching," the translator finally rendered. His heart skipped a beat. An alien fleet here? How had they not been detected until now? Panic tried to rise in him, but the woman's calm presence steadied him. She led him to a small observation deck, showing a fleet of sleek, angular ships moving in formation toward the station. "They seek the device," she said, voice steady but urgent. "It must not fall into their hands." Alex swallowed. What do we do?" She looked at him, eyes sparkling with determination. Then, in a gesture that had become familiar, she winked. It was not a teasing wink this time. It was a signal. "Trust me, we can do this together." Alex felt a surge of courage he didn't know he had. Together, they raced back to the hidden chamber. Using the devices there, they created a series of holographic decoys and energy pulses, designed to confuse the incoming fleet. Alex applied every piece of knowledge he had about human engineering, while she manipulated energy in ways that were almost artistic. The room filled with a dazzling display of light and motion. Through it all, Alex realized something extraordinary. Humanity might not have the natural abilities she possessed, but humans had creativity, intuition, and courage. These qualities, combined with her advanced understanding, could make them unstoppable. Even in the face of overwhelming odds, they had a chance. As the fleet drew closer, she glanced at Alex again. "Ready?" she asked through the translator. He nodded, fists clenched, determination burning in his chest. "Let's do it." The chamber pulsed with energy. The holographic decoys sprang to life, spinning and flashing. The incoming fleet paused, confused by the sudden display. Alex and the alien worked in perfect harmony, human instinct meeting alien precision. Then, as the first ships of the fleet began to divert from the station, Alex realized the truth. He had just glimpsed humanity's potential, not as individuals, but in cooperation with beings far beyond their comprehension. He understood that the future was not about dominance, but about unity, courage, and the willingness to step into the unknown. The fleet began to retreat, at least for now. Alex and the alien exhaled together, relief flooding the chamber. She smiled, a small, satisfied smile, and gave him one final wink. This one was softer, almost like a promise. There was more to come, and together they could face it all. Alex stood in awe, watching her move with ease among the machines. He knew that this encounter would change everything. Humanity might be small in the galaxy, but courage, intelligence, and heart, these were human strengths. With them, anything was possible. And as the lights of the hidden chamber shimmered around them, Alex realized something else. This mysterious, playful, brilliant alien had entered his life without warning, had shown him wonders he couldn't have imagined, and had sparked a fire inside him that would never go out. The future was uncertain. The fleet was still out there, and the device was only partially understood. But for the first time, Alex did not feel alone. Together, they would face whatever came next. The station hummed around them, a quiet witness to the beginning of an extraordinary partnership. And somewhere deep in the stars, other eyes were watching, waiting, and perhaps, just perhaps, hoping that humanity could rise to the challenge. The station trembled slightly as the retreating fleet disappeared beyond the planet's orbit. Alex's chest heaved with the rush of adrenaline. He had never experienced anything like this. The alien woman, whose name he still did not know, moved among the machines with calm efficiency, adjusting energy fields and stabilizing systems. Every gesture she made seemed both natural and precise, as if she had been born to control this technology. Alex watched her, fascinated. She seemed so confident, yet he could sense the weight she carried. This was more than a game or a mission, it was responsibility. Humanity had no idea what forces existed beyond the stars, and now he was at the center of one such event. Somehow he had to contribute, and somehow he had to understand her. "Alex," she said, finally breaking the silence. Her voice was soft but firm, carrying a tone of urgency. The translator caught her words. "The fleet is only a test. They will return stronger. You must learn quickly. We have little time." Alex nodded, swallowing hard. "I'm ready. Tell me what to do." She paused and looked at him for a long moment. Then she began to explain the device they had partially activated, showing him holographic schematics and patterns of energy. This is a stabilizer, she said. It can control energy flows, protect planets, and even prevent conflicts if used correctly. But if misused, it can destroy. Alex leaned closer, tracing the swirling patterns with his finger. I don't fully understand it. How do we control it? Her eyes sparkled. Together, you have human intuition. I have the knowledge. We combine them. Over the next hours, they worked in perfect synchronization. Alex began to see patterns in the technology he could not have understood alone. He suggested small adjustments based on instinct, while she refined them with precision. The device responded to their combined effort, energy flowing smoothly, humming in resonance with the station itself. Alex felt exhilaration, a sense that humanity could rise to incredible heights when courage and intelligence met opportunity. As they worked, she occasionally glanced at him, her expression unreadable but curious. Alex wondered if she understood the effect she had on him, her charm, her playfulness, her brilliance. She was clearly more than a scout. She was a symbol of possibility, of what advanced beings could accomplish when they acted with purpose. And yet, despite her power, there was a softness in her actions, a subtle kindness that made him trust her completely. Suddenly, the station shook violently. Warning lights flashed, and the hum of machinery became a deep, resonant thrum. The fleet had returned, faster and larger than before. Alex's heart raced. They were prepared for this, but not fully. He glanced at the alien, and her eyes held no fear, only determination. They seek control, she said simply. We must protect the device. Alex nodded. Together, they moved to the control interface. She began to manipulate the energy flows with her hands, bending and shaping them like liquid light. Alex worked alongside her, inputting calculations and adjustments based on his understanding of physics. The station seemed alive, responding to their teamwork, energy pulsing through the walls like a heartbeat. The fleet's ships drew closer, scanning and firing energy pulses toward the station. The alien's hands moved in intricate patterns, countering each attack with precision. Alex's role was unexpected. He had to anticipate the fleet's movements, create diversions, and manage secondary systems. The coordination required complete focus. Mistakes would be fatal. Hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time had lost meaning. Energy beams clashed in orbit, creating dazzling displays of light. The alien worked tirelessly, occasionally glancing at Alex to ensure he was ready for the next adjustment. The human ingenuity she had praised earlier proved invaluable. He found solutions to problems she could not predict, solutions that combined logic, intuition, and creativity. As the battle continued, Alex began to understand the magnitude of what they were doing. The device was not just a tool, it was a bridge between species, a chance for collaboration that could alter the course of history. The alien had come here not merely to complete a mission, but to teach humanity its potential. And Alex realized he was learning lessons no classroom or research project could provide. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the fleet began to falter. The decoys and energy flows they had created confused the enemy ships and, combined with the aliens' manipulations, forced them into retreat. Alex watched as the final ship disappeared beyond the edge of the planet's atmosphere. Relief surged through him. They had survived. They had succeeded. The alien turned to him, eyes bright, and smiled. You are stronger than I imagined, she said. Humans, you have courage. You have heart. You are worthy. Alex blinked, caught off guard by her words. I just did what I could, he said, feeling both pride and humility. She shook her head slightly as if correcting him. No, you did more than that. You proved humanity has potential beyond understanding. You can think, adapt, and act where others fail. That is strength. For a moment, they simply stood together, watching the stars beyond the viewport. Alex felt a connection, not just to her, but to something greater. A realization that humans could rise to challenges that seemed impossible, that courage and intelligence could shape the universe in unexpected ways. Why did you come here? Alex asked finally. Why choose me? Her gaze softened. Because you were ready. Not just in skill, but in mind. You were willing to face the unknown, to work together, and to trust. That is why I came. He nodded slowly. I understand. And thank you for trusting me. She gave a small, playful wink, the same gesture she had used when she first appeared. But now it felt different. Less teasing, more a symbol of respect and camaraderie. Alex smiled in return. For all the chaos, the fear, and the unknown, They had found balance together. With the fleet gone, the alien began to prepare to leave. She moved among the devices, stabilizing systems and storing information for her people. Alex watched her, fascinated by every movement. He realized that the station had become more than a research hub. It was a testament to collaboration, to the union of human intuition and alien mastery. As she approached him one last time, she handed him a small device, a compact energy matrix that could interface with the station's systems. "This is for you," she said, "to continue learning, to continue growing. Humanity has potential. Protect it." Alex took it carefully, feeling the weight of responsibility. "I will," he said solemnly. "I promise," she nodded, then turned to leave. Alex expected her to disappear into the corridors, but instead, she paused at the door and looked back at him. Her expression was unreadable for a moment, then softened into a smile. She winked again, a silent promise of future encounters, of challenges yet to come, and perhaps of friendship across the stars. And then she was gone. The station returned to its usual quiet hum, but Alex felt different. He was no longer just a researcher orbiting an unknown planet. He was part of something larger, a bridge between humanity and forces far beyond their world. The experience had changed him, ignited something within him that could not be extinguished. He moved back to the control interface, studying the device she had left him. Every calculation, every energy pattern, every observation reminded him of what had been possible when courage, intelligence, and heart combined. Humanity had a chance to grow, to rise, and perhaps one day to reach the stars not as conquerors, but as allies, explorers, and creators. Outside, the stars burned bright and endless. The fleet had retreated, but the universe remained vast and full of unknowns. Alex smiled, feeling both awe and determination. Whatever challenges lay ahead, he knew humanity could face them. And when the next test came, he would be ready. For now, he returned to his work, inspired, focused, and filled with a newfound understanding. Humanity was small, fragile, and imperfect, but capable of greatness. And somewhere out there, the young, beautiful alien who had entered without warning had shown him the proof. The station hummed softly, a quiet witness to a human rising beyond expectation, a reminder that courage, intelligence, and heart could illuminate even the darkest corners of space. Alex worked through the night, the device glowing softly on the console, a symbol of potential, of hope, and of the extraordinary journey that awaited. And though the alien was gone, he could feel her presence in the energy flows, in the patterns they had created together, and in the knowledge that humans were capable of far more than they had ever imagined. The story was far from over. It had only just begun.